something I've observed from my years working in the hospital was that unfortunately our healthcare isn't always necessarily about you being healthy. And I truly wanted to make a difference in the health of the people that I work with and decided to open up my own service centered around a gym, but also try to provide healthy habit and nutrition education as well.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Show You the Business. I'm Joanne Leisure, founder and owner of Day One Accounting and Financial Services. I'm the partner with Grant Cardone in the 10X Business Coach Program. I am your elite 10X certified business coach, your host, and your profit coach. All right. In today's episode, we talked to Candice Dutko of Achieve Wellness and Fitness, and she's going to take us behind the scenes of her unique fitness business and answer some of our burning questions about, well, how it all works. Let's go. 10X. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. And thank you to talk with you. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited to, I looked up, I don't know if I was in Facebook or, yeah, I think it was Facebook. I was looking you up and like watching your journey, and I was so jealous because you could do those, what is it, pull-ups.
Oh.
And I've never, even as a teenager, and I was on the track team, I played basketball, I was never able to do those.
Right. Well, I didn't do my first one till I was 36. So
there you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the business. Where are you? What do you do?
Sure. Well, I am located in northeastern Pennsylvania here in Mountaintop, although I do have clients that work with me remotely as well. So one does not have to necessarily live in Mountaintop to benefit from our service. But got started in my garage actually as of the day we're recording this, November the 6th. I was still working out of my garage this time last year. So started another smaller spot down the road and now where I am today. So which is about 3 to 4 times the size of my first spot.
Awesome. So we're here with Candice. Is it Dutko? Am I saying it correctly?
Dutko.
Dutko. Candice Dutko. And tell us the name of your business.
So the name of my service is Achieve Wellness and Fitness.
Awesome. Okay. And how did you get into fitness? How'd you start that fitness business?
Well, my original career was in healthcare, and even though I worked in healthcare, I wasn't always healthy. And at my heaviest, I was about 220 pounds. And my journey got started. I signed up with some friends for a Spartan race, and I kind of wanted to get in shape for that. And through that, discovered CrossFit, and that's where I got my fitness start. But I truly feel like, and initially I want to say I was one of those who was maybe trying to out exercise a bad diet at first. And then it took me a while to then dial in my nutrition to match my exercise. And I want to say my turning point for myself was 2016. Made some New Year's resolutions to myself and a commitment to myself that I really need to make some changes, and did that. And one of my goals was to lose 25 pounds. I did that and successfully have kept that off for a number of years now. So,
wow.
But as far as transitioning from healthcare to here, something I've observed from my years working in the hospital was that unfortunately our healthcare isn't always necessarily about you being healthy. And I truly wanted to make a difference in the health of the people that I work with, and decided to open up my own service centered around a gym, but also try to provide healthy habit and nutrition education as well.
Absolutely. That's really important because I go through this myself. And of course, a lot of women do, a lot of men do. But one of the hard parts you mentioned about kind of your workout catching up with your diet. And the fact is that I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of thinking stuff. I do a lot, and even when I exercise, I get hungry. I get
Mhm.
like really hungry and I don't really know what to eat. You know what I mean? And it's like you want something that's just, I don't know, almost like is comforting to just handle some of that hunger. So what like when people tell you that, because I know I couldn't be the only person, what do you say to them about nutrition?
Sure. Well, it goes. Well, we could have probably five different conversations in there. So it also depends on the type of exercise that people are pursuing. If they're pursuing uh, uh, activity that is definitely more cardiovascular based, sometimes that will cause someone to be more hungry.
Mm,
Uh, Times again, people are under the misunderstanding that they need to severely cut their calories in order to lose weight. And
mm.
when people then also severely cut too much, and I feel like the common round number that's thrown around out there is I'm gonna eat less than 1,200 calories a day. And I don't know that I have yet had a client that 1,200 calories is appropriate.
Mm.
And many are often surprised to see how much they can eat and still lose weight. Because at the end of the day, like you need to fuel the exercise that you're doing and
Yeah.
create the opportunity for your body to recover from what you're doing, or you're just going to be spinning your wheels for a long time. But again, as when it comes down to then snacking and wanting things, I do try to encourage folks to have fuller meals and definitely building those meals around protein, and you're going to see your hunger managed a lot better.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now you also mentioned CrossFit. What does
Mm.
that mean? What is CrossFit?
I say CrossFit is more of a brand. So I am not a CrossFit because someone does have to pay to use that name.
I see.
So that is where I got started with my own personal fitness, and but not quite what I practice or have my clients do at this time.
Gotcha. So if we met in an elevator, Candace, and I asked you what you did, what would you say?
Sure. Wonderful question. And I would say we specialize in individualized programming, and that is centered around a client's goals, their abilities, and their overall lifestyle. We Everybody starts off with an assessment. We want to see how you move. We also start off with an in-depth nutrition discussion because, again, if you're not having that one piece in place, it's going to limit your results elsewhere, and it is also a main component of our success.
Hmm.
But addressing different aspects of that person's lifestyle, perhaps their hydration, how much they sleep, what their general like activity or stress levels are. And with that, we develop a program that's designed specific to them, and we do our best to make it just mentally stimulating and fun, because right, there's different things that we need to work on to help us become like fully functioning humans, and we try to make it the most fun that we possibly can.
Right.
And we're always checking in on our people, and so we have a weekly check-in for many or if not all of my clients, and we're always ongoing evaluating, is the program working or what do we need to adjust. And then
Hmm.
some of our clients adjust, and we adjust with them to support them.
I see. I see. And how would you differentiate your services from any other regular gym or class experience?
Um, Definitely everything is very hands-on. There's a coach that's here supporting you. So you're never having to walk in and figure it out on your own. So
Yes.
a lot of big box gyms where yes, the membership may be cheaper and there's tons of equipment, but you're having to walk in and figure out, well, what am I going to do for that day? And that's one element that we take away from our take off the plate of our clients, in that they come in, they have their program for the day, and they know what they're doing.
Hmm.
Concern that people often have is my form correct? Am I doing this right? Or how do I know when I should challenge myself? And we here have a coach that helps lead you through that and provides that support and encouragement for you.
Oh, that's great. So, why don't you think classes would be the best option for people? What's going on there?
Sure. So we do offer some group classes,
Okay.
and ongoing. But we truly believe that if your goal is meaningful to you, that an individualized program is going to be the best way for you to accomplish that.
Mm.
But recognize that everyone starts where they start. I mean, myself, I got my start in group fitness, so I do recognize the importance it does play in some people's lives, and sometimes due to somebody's schedule, that's the best that they can do at that time. So we try to meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Um, but what else would I say about that though? But ultimately, like if you have goals that are meaningful to you, it's going to be tough to do that in a group class, because with a group class, the program is the program is the program. There's minimal adjustments for whatever your goals and abilities are. And I think back to, for example, just as we picked up on the recording here today, we talked about a pull up. Many times your traditional group class is not going to get you that first pull up. On the other hand, a program that's been designed specific to you and your goals and abilities and wherever you're at is ultimately what's going to get you your first pull up.
That makes a lot of sense because people come in at different levels, right, and strengths. So it would make sense to kind of have that, more intimate togetherness with you rather than a big class.
In our setting, we like to think about it as a community of people working towards their individual goals.
Okay.
So at one time, we may have anywhere from 3 to 6 people working out at a time. So it's not like you're here and you're by yourself. You are interacting with others, but everybody's simultaneously working on what's been designed and meant for them. But it's also cool in that people see other people doing stuff and they think now, well, it's possible for them. Well, geez, I like what she's doing. Now I want to learn. And it opens people's minds up to possibilities that maybe before they didn't have.
Yeah, absolutely. So who's the perfect client for you to work with? What are some of their goals and their character traits?
Sure. But I love working with everybody, and that's probably the tough part for me. But because I love the challenge that every person brings. But I would say if I had to look at our current client demographic, I would say the majority of my clients are women between the ages of 35 and 55. However, I do have male clients as well, and I would say they average in their 30s and 40s. But I would say the most common client that we're seeing sign up now for services are women 55 and over. So, because again, they're recognizing the value of strength training to strengthen their bones. A wonderful comment someone made the other day was, I just want to age well, and she wants to be able to continue to do stuff with her grandkids. And so that's been like a recent shift I'm seeing. But my oldest client, he is 87 years young. So there is, if anything, again, that's the value of an individualized program, is we can meet you where you're at and whatever your abilities are and help you feel stronger and more confident.
Wow, that's great. One of my personal goals is to get better movement. I just turned 50 this year. Shouldn't tell everybody, but that's the case. But to just have that better movement. I mean, I was watching a commercial with Jennifer Aniston, and she's drinking water and she's running around after the dog. I'm just thinking to myself, I'd love to be have that type of movement at my age and just really be able to run after things in that matter. So I might be looking you up, Candice.
I often encourage folks, because many people are focused on the here and now. Maybe they're thinking the body they want for summer or whatever their goal might be. But it's not about what we can do today, but what do we want our life to be when we're 60, 70, 80 years old? And a lot is going to be influenced by what we do today.
Yes, I agree with you. Now, I heard that you don't do these like short-term challenges. So why don't you do short-term challenges like a 30-day reset or a 6-week weight loss, etc.?
Right. Or because anything I plan or promote or encourage my clients to do, I want it to be something that's sustainable. Our life, like our lifetime, or just how do I want to say, our lifestyle should not be something that we do for the next 6 weeks. Because if you can't do it forever because we live in our bodies for a lifetime, then you probably shouldn't do it today. So again, and that's what I encourage anybody when they look at any one particular nutritional approach, and if you can't answer that, can I do this forever? Then it's probably not the best choice for you. And just similar to exercise, like I don't want to set somebody up for a pattern of working out that they can't maintain for a lifetime. Something that you can always do, because ultimately, like, we don't live in our body for just the next 6 weeks. Or again, you can't do whatever you're going to do for the next 6 weeks and then go back to exactly what you're doing. So if anything, we focus on positive habit development to help you sustain those results for a long time.
Wow, that's very interesting because I know, like, if I'll do like a 21-day challenge of anything, it doesn't have to be workouts or whatever. They say that it takes 21 days. They make it 21 days because it takes 21 days to create a habit. So have you seen that in the workout space that that's just not true?
50-50, and I feel like it depends on the individual. Because right, certainly during that time you can build up certain habits, and hopefully you get some of those to stick. I want to say a wonderful example I can remember for myself last year was, well, if I'm going to encourage people to walk 8 to 10,000 steps a day, I should be doing the same thing. And I want to say for the first 3 weeks, I did not feel like going out for a walk. If I looked at my watch and I realized I was short on steps, truly, like I didn't feel like going, but I did. But I would say by the end of the month, even if I had my steps in for the day, I genuinely wanted to go for a walk. So it does take that time for you to come around and feel that difference. And similarly, again, I have people say it that they, when they first start, like perhaps they are dragging themselves to the gym, perhaps they don't feel like it, perhaps they don't feel like eating better. But once you get into that for a few days, you realize how much more energy that you have. And it truly does make a difference in a trend towards wanting to do it versus feeling like they have to.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. So tell me, Candice, how can people take control of their health and fitness right in their home without needing a coach?
Sure. And I honestly like to think that I provide a lot of free stuff that is often better than other folks' paid stuff. So honestly, if you go to our website, www.achievewellnessandfitness.com, in our blog section there, I have a series of articles that will help you hopefully make some changes in your health. And again, free for you to read and free for you to implement. And actually, I'm a contributing writer for the Panorama Community Magazine that's published here locally. And that was a topic I just wrote about for November, where, many people are trying to think that January 1st is rolling along and they'll wait till then to start making changes in their health. But I outlined that we really have 8 weeks left in the year, and you can make a tremendous difference for yourself in that time. And in that article, I provided 8 habits that you can gradually implement over the next 8 weeks, all free. They don't even involve using my service. Like anybody can do these from wherever they're at. And each week I do break one of those down and put a little video on my social media, but then also to my YouTube channel.
Oh, that's great. Now, Candice, if someone does want to contact you, and I know that they will after this, how can they contact you for your services?
Sure. My website is www.achievewellnessandfitness.com. I'm also, many folks reach out to me through Facebook, which again, Achieve Wellness and Fitness, or I'm also on Instagram at achieve.wellness.nepa.
Awesome. And the way we actually met is through BNI. And for people who don't know what BNI is, it's a referral group where, we in a chapter get really close. And I have heard your commercials. So if today was your commercial, Candice, I'd love for you to give it to me. What would you say? What would you ask for?
Sure. One program I'm looking to build up and enhance is what's called our Dumbbells and Diapers program. And I limit that to 6 women. And right now we have 2 that are signed up, and I'd love to have 4 more. And it's ideally meant for moms who are postpartum and their babies are anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months old, or at least still not mobile. So if they're in that 7-month-old range and they're not mobile and they'll stay in their seat, it's good for moms to come and connect with one another, and also just get some time out of the house and come interact with folks, and also just to start feel good again, and through exercise. So yes, I would love 4 more women for my Dumbbells and Diapers program.
That's amazing. And one more time, Candice, tell us the website and the name of your company.
Sure. Achieve Wellness and Fitness. We're here in Mountaintop, PA, but we also work with people remotely. And our website is www.achievewellnessandfitness.com.
Awesome. And I'll have that in the notes for everybody if you missed that or didn't have a pen to write it down. Well, thank you so much, Candice, for doing this with me. I love to show people how businesses work and what it is that they do. I love to introduce businesses to new clients and new clients to businesses that actually are wonderful and don't necessarily get out as much, aren't as, maybe a little obscure based on our locations. So I'm so grateful for you to come in and talk to me today.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. I will talk to you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.